Every day I wake up, and that is when the problems begin. Hola everyone, I'm FUDZ, and it's good to see you. You know how it is for me, F in the chat for my poor upload frequency. Welcome to my challenge of surviving 100 days in SCP-3008. I am alone. Being a part of such a large social species, we strive when close to one another. When alone, we tend to imagine the worst outcomes. This space within SCP-3008, referred to as SCP-3008-1, is a true evaluation of one's will, courage, and durability. People are often curious about others when it comes to relatability and seek comfort in those they share common characteristics with, which is why I've decided to tackle this challenge alone. By placing myself in an unknown environment, I will get to experience the anxiety caused by such an unfamiliar world that I'll have to establish as my new home. Hopefully I didn't bore you with that introduction. I'm gonna try and establish this series as a mixture of storytelling and maybe a descent into misery depending on how exhausting the adventure gets. With that all being said, the days start at 0. Unfortunately, I wasted time configuring the world only to realize that it already gets set up at the maximum width and length. High graphics are also a strain, so I settled for 3 out of 10. With that out of the way, I believe the most important first task in any survival scenario is building a structure that'll shelter you from danger. Usually it's to find a safe source of drinking water. But that's not an issue in this version of the game, as health and energy are the only deteriorating bodily functions that you'll have to worry about here. Yes, a valuable tip we couldn't live without. As the first night, or should I say 0th, was arriving, I stacked up on some nearby medical kits, grabbed one last table to finish my structure before being greeted by the night, then placed 2 coffee tables to prevent any possible intruders and waited out the night peacefully relaxing on this bed. Day 1. Good morning. I started out the day by placing a waypoint and naming it First Base. I'm not really sure why this is here. So let's move on to this beautiful source of entertainment, which actually only serves as a source of light. Sadly, despite my efforts, it didn't fit well, so I disposed of it. Almost half-eaten floor pizza. Not good, but it's my first found source of energy replenishment. It tastes of cardboard. I have found delicious nutrients. Hydration. Lemons. Sad. The best commonly found munch in the game. Ice cream. Important. Can anyone tell me if these information icon plots have any use or meaning? Oh, never mind, I broke it. Pretend I was never here. Have common sense, and you will be rewarded. It's only day 1 and I've already found a GameCube. This is supposedly one of the more rarer items in the game. Lady Luck is on my side. I have hope. And now onto the dresser to forget until the end of time. While I was recording this, I made daily notes throughout the entire playthrough, so a lot of the footage is just me staring into space, but also so that I wouldn't feel obligated to use more than necessary footage in these videos to keep it entertaining. Also, you might notice that this version of the game is slightly outdated by about an entire year. Yeah, I kind of pushed it to the side for a while, but it's here now, so no worries. Day 2. No signs of humanoid SCP. Good. After some venturing about, I had reached a wall. SCP-3008, the infinite Ikea. Vile deceiver! Although I often come across a cozy looking area where I'd love to set up another base at, it's unfortunately not ideal as it would require me to travel much more distances to explore other locations, which is why making a base in the middle is more practical. It's also important to note that you can identify a floating house pillar by the colour of its surrounding floor. I'll expand on it later if I can find one. A ladder, one of my favourite objects in the game. I wish I could climb out of my hole of despair. You're coming with me! Now that half of the day has passed, I've decided to go back. While doing so, I came across an aisle of pallets. Here, there's a chance of a wooden box spawning, but given my luck with RNG, there was none. Although, I did come across a crowbar. No, yeah. It makes sense given the tips in this game. With good time to spare, I make it home before nightfall. Home sweet home. Lovely and cozy, no dangers, no worries. Day 3. Run! Delicious food! Spaghetti and meatballs! Stay hydrated! This is a threat. But also, digest vitamin C. While stacking up on some super epic gamer flavor ice cream, and I suppose some Dr. Bob, because copyright, I imagine some days nothing interesting will happen. But at least I've got this small work light to keep me company now too. The game once again reminds me to breathe. Oh, thank you. I've been holding it in since the last reminder. Perfect! Seeing it clip through the wall now makes me want to make a series on the back rooms. After writing down notes for the day, I noticed a pillar was slightly broken. I don't know much about this type of pillar, but I believe it has something to do with the special enemy named King. Yeah, never mind. After a quick look on the wiki while editing, it's just a normal pillar with no significant meaning or value. I also did some more exploring, but didn't really find anything interesting. I love the lighting during the night though. It's a shame Roblox is often ass when it comes to performance. I'd be using max graphics if it was. Unless I'm just a fool who needs to manually allocate more RAM to Roblox. What is that, huh? Who is that? Murphy the mannequin! What are you doing here making my heart skip a beat?
Sorry, FUDZ. I was just on lookout. Won't happen again.
Alright, as long as we're cool and Gucci. Thanks for being lookout.
No problem, FUDZ.
Being so early on in my gameplay, I didn't really know what to look out for when identifying a floating house pillar. Fortunately, it's really obvious when you do find one. While being curious about the settings, I found out that we can conveniently display the altitude and stop the dreaded camera shakes. Day 4. Hello, sunshine. I must consume. Good as new. After running alongside the wall for so long, this place feels surprisingly small for a so-called infinite Ikea. And now I've reached a corner. No matter. I'll use whatever skills my idiot self has to establish a new home. Sweet dreams. Camp seems like a fitting name. Surprisingly, while I wasn't expecting anything interesting, I encountered my first SCP-3008-2. Well, more like she found me. Using my sexy dodging skills, I miraculously got away unharmed. Oh sweet, a Rubik's Cube. This woman won't leave me alone. Where'd she go? Oi? Hello? It's like she completely disappeared. I didn't notice this at the time, but not only did I miss a Rubik's Cube on that table just now, but ew! Food left in a children's play area? Imagine the booger stains that get peeled up off of the mats when picking up these apples. Blech. My objective here was simple. Thank you, Bob Ross. Very cool. Wait, could this be... Oh, my mistake. One of the badges in this game is the time well spent one. Of which you have to spend ages holding E down to pick it up. Not that it matters anyway. The box here and the one in the badge icon look nothing alike.
Oh! Hola, FUDZ.
What? Oh, hey Murphy. Did you see that?
Yes, you fell. It was hilarious.
Shut up, Murphy. What do you know? You're just a stupid mannequin. Third pallet in place. Why is this poster so threatening? I can't remember which one exactly, but isn't there a chair SCP? I'm gonna need a reminder. I have no idea what it does if there is. Speaking of reminders, I'll be ending episode 1 here. Leave a like if you enjoyed me going back to my gameplay roots and comment your favourite part down below. Soon I'll be returning with my classic story characters such as Guest and Richard. So until then, or the next part in this series, see ya!